Just because you can say yes doesn't mean you should. Hi, everyone. I am Dr. Santina or Tina Wheat. I am a family physician, an academic leader, and a career and life coach dedicated to helping healthcare workers rediscover their purpose so they can increase their balance and joy both in life and at home or in their careers. Excuse me. And today I want to talk about something I have learned the hard way. Knowing that just because you can do something doesn't mean that it's the right thing to do. So, I, as a young physician and a mom and a wife, had this feeling that I just had to say yes to everything. I thought that I had to do that in order to be successful, in order to prove my worth, and in order to prove that I could get ahead. And I really thought that that was the only way. And some of you, particularly people who are earlier in their career and particularly women, might feel like that's necessary to be able to prove your worth. And what that ended up doing to me was it meant that I was saying yes to things that I definitely should not have. I was saying yes to absolutely everything. It was saying yes to things that were not in line with the things that I enjoyed, that were not in line with the mission or my ultimate goals of what I was hoping to do with my life. And so that meant that there were a lot of bad things that happened with that. One, I was saying yes to too much, so I was overworked. One was I was taking away opportunities from people who might have been better at that. Sometimes there's somebody else that's better to do something. And I was sacrificing my own well being in all of this and the well being of my family. And so I realized when I was coming out of burnout that this was absolutely something that had to change. And this was something that was really hard for me to change, but was crucial. And so the first thing that I think is it's crucial to identify what your mission and purpose is. And I have talked about that before. And I think that's crucial because it helps you align with the things that are most important to you. And once you're able to do that, it is easier to ask yourself the clarifying questions. And so I want to share some things that I now ask myself before I say yes to something. And so some of those questions are firstly, does this align with my purpose and values? And I just mentioned that I think it's important to have a mission and a purpose. And once you've done that, that makes that step so much easier because you can just hold it next to whatever your mission is. The next question to ask yourself is, do I have the energy to do this? And do I have the capacity to do this? So it's not just about are you interested in it, but do you actually have the ability to at that moment in time? Or are you drained and doing too much else? Another really important question is there someone else who is better suited to doing this? And that could be two things. There could be someone that is better at doing that. And there could be someone else who really is looking for the opportunity to grow and develop in something that you don't really need to do. And so those three questions really help me think through should I say yes to this or not? And I have found as a leader, it's an even better thing to do because I'm able to demonstrate to my team that I don't feel the need to do everything else, or they don't feel the need to do everything, that I want to include them, that I want them to have the opportunity to do other things. It also allowed me to focus on the things that are more in line with the things that I'm excited about that rejuvenate me and bring me more joy. And so you might be wondering, why am I thinking about this right now? Maybe the holiday time is not the time that I quite think about this. There's just a lot of things that we have to get done. And so why am I stopping and thinking about this? And the truth is, I thought about this when my daughter was frustrated with me last week because my husband and I went to a social event at work. And her point was not that I shouldn't have gone to my social event. Her point was that my husband should not have gone to my social event. And she said, "Well, one of you really should just be staying home with us. You guys just need to stay home with us." And I stopped and I said, "Wait a second. No, that's not the case. It is important for mom and dad to go out with each other. It is important for mom and dad to support each other in their work events. And it's important for mom and dad to have fun without our girls. And she looked at me and she was sort of frustrated. But I thought it was really important to share with her that sure, we could have done that. I could have gone all by myself. My husband could have stayed home, but it was important to us that we said yes to the time of being together. Now, usually I'm recommending things that you can say no to at work, but this was an example of things that I was saying no to at home that I thought were really important. And so another piece about this is you might feel really uncomfortable saying no. And so for that, I would recommend that you practice saying no so that you feel comfortable doing it. We all know that practice makes things easier. And that also it allows it to roll off the tongue a little bit and you don't feel quite as nervous when you have a prepared response. And there's some different types of no's that you can do when you're not the right person. So for example, you might say and, as an opportunity to say no, you might be able to redirect it. You might say, "This is not the right fit for me, but I recommend this person." And by doing that, you're acknowledging the importance of something and you're sponsoring somebody else in an opportunity that might be good for them. And other opportunity to protect yourself and say no might be more of a not right now. It might be something that you want to do, but don't have the capacity for right this moment. And you might say, you know what, I can't take this on right now, but I might be able to address that in about a month, or I might be able to address it on whatever timeline makes the most sense for you. And then a final one is to just be honest and say, you know what, I really don't have the capacity to do a great job at that right now. And then you are honoring whatever the request is and the importance of ensuring that it gets the time and energy that it deserves and being honest with yourself about how good of a job you're going to be able to do. And so it often feels difficult to say no. It often feels difficult to let go of the things that you think might be interesting when you don't have the time and capacity. And I just want to remind you that by doing it, by saying no sometimes, by protecting yourself, you are really providing a strong sense of self respect. And it really allows you to have greater authenticity in how you show up. It allows you to have more energy in how you show up every day. And that allows you to be better both at home and at work. It also allows you to model healthy boundaries for those who you work with, those who you're mentoring. And for me, in my house, for honoring or demonstrating for my children how to have boundaries. And then also by demonstrating that you're really thinking about your capacity and showing up in a way that has enough energy, it also allows you to strengthen your relationships and your commitments. Okay, I hope that was helpful for you. And I want you to think about right now, what is it that you are doing right now just because you can and not because you truly need to? Is there something that you can encourage somebody else to do? Is there something that you can just say not right now to, or say, no, that's not for me? So I hope you'll drop a comment and share that with me. And then I want you to think about if you are ready to prioritize your purpose and reclaim your joy, feel free to schedule a free call with me so we can talk about how coaching might be able to help you say yes to you and no to burnout. The link is in my bio, and you can also find it on my website at www.santinawheat.com. Okay, I hope this was helpful. Please share it with others who might find it beneficial. And share in the comments other things that you would love for me to chat about. Okay, have a great one.